Okay. Um, First of all, I just want to say I'm thankful to God. The reality is I'm humiliating these people because what they wanted to accomplish in regard of the way they present themselves, and I'm saying they is the psyop that these government entities do, is to present themselves as avengers, people who are protecting the community, when in reality they are trash who have destroyed the life of so many people, um, and including women and children, and that's what they've done. And this blood is on their hands, including mine. But I will never let them escape. 2 seconds ago they just did this thing. My phone is so hacked, right? That it just started turning itself on and going to an ad, and there was this ad where I wasn't sure, like it was like a late teen kind of person on the phone, and whatever, it was a kid. And then you see we mapped it. They force people to get stimulation toward children. That's the things they do, from the babies to the older kids, right? And it's so obvious that things are done to get you to accept this false persona. I will never subscribe to these things. I know who I am. I'm very confident of who I am, and I've accepted that this manipulation is what I'm experiencing because I'm a target individual. These people are doing things to try to break people down. They want you to accept a persona that's falsified. As a target individual, the one thing you should never do is identify with the way they make you experience things. Once they make you experience certain things, they try to make you accept that these manipulations should make sense because they have minded, they have mapped it that a reaction that needs to be manipulated is a reaction that is somewhere coming from somewhere and being implemented onto you. And that should make sense. Obviously, they do these things. They force people to have sexual stimulations in reaction toward children. It's been done before, and it's being done right now. There is nothing that can ever make me accept this manipulation. Never. Matter of fact, it's so manipulated that even my phone is so hacked that they even create, like, they turn on videos where there's going to be an ad with children. So I can look at a child and they could do the pedophilia type of torture. But that's what they do. I'm a target individual. I'm a human subject in a program where your brain is manipulated by people like them. And who is them? These people are contracted by governmental entities to implement these tactics. Those governmental entities happen to have a lot of pedophiles. These governmental entities are filled with pedophiles that are doing child porn. Matter of fact, in 2007 or so, there was this huge operation called Operation Flicker, where they were investigating a website. This investigation was being done by like immigration or something like that, because this is a global website, and they were trying to not only capture people from outside of this country but in this country at the same time. What they ended up finding out that there's a bunch of people working in agencies that contract this low life, that are doing child porn and even paying for subscriptions as much as $60. Now, that came again in 2016 when a Department of Defense director of the DSS, which is a Defense Security Service, kept saying that he kept finding child porn on these people's computers. Now, those are the same people who come with the tactics that we experience today. And it's so disgusting. But that's what they do. They truly have sold their soul to pedophiles. These people are contracted by these governmental entities, and these governmental entities need their labor, need people like them to implement these tactics. They need them in masses. They need them, a lot of them. They need people who will continuously try to break people down. And it's a battle to try to make you accept something that you will never accept because you know it's falsified. But they think if they gaslight you long enough, you're going to be accepting of this. And you're not going to be accepting of this because you know better. You know yourself. You've been yourself long enough to know who you are. And being forced to get stimulations is nasty. 2 seconds ago, like I said, this ad came out of my phone out of nowhere. Just things doing right, and the ad comes and there's an ad about like something called Gab, and it's like how you protect your children from like Instagrams and things like that. And you see like first pictures like some older teen. I wasn't even too sure it's like a kid or not. And then you find out it's obviously this is about for kids, so this is like definitely a kid. And then they do this thing and they give you stimulation, and they're like, now we mapped it. Obviously, people where pedophilia is a problem and is an issue, like the agency that contract this trash, will definitely not be the people telling you, oh, we mapped them, when they have the people contracting them filled with pedophiles. So their tactic is not to make you, it's not to figure out who you are. They already know who you are. The thing is to change who you are is what they do. They are it's a control, it's about control and manipulation of a person, of an individual. This is what this weapon does. And then they send this trash, this low life bottom feeders, who are supposed to get you to accept this nastiness. Their job is to try to get you to believe these things. Now, obviously, I've been vocal enough to know that this is not me. I know what they do. That's what they've been doing to others. That's why they're going to force me to experience everything I experience. Matter of fact, they're so desperate to make me accept this that even my phone is so hacked that they turn on a video where there's going to be an ad with the children in it by itself. And they also tell me that they're going to implant child porn. So you understand, this is the kind of people who are mapping this trash. Now, I know I'm a human subject in this program. I know why I'm in this program, because my employer put me in this program. But what they've been trying to present themselves is that they're doing things to avenge for what I've done. And the reality is, you know who these people should not even talk about avenging anything, because the things they've done, or the things they're involved in the program they're involved in, if anybody needs avenging, is the people who needs to get avenged, who needs to do the avenging, is the people in this program, because they even torture children. They even torture women, and of course men. From the most vulnerable to the oldest to the youngest, they've tortured them. They are nasty low life. But they think if they gaslight you enough, they brainwash you, if they create this bubble long enough, that you're going to forget that. They delude themselves. I know what this is about. I know what this is for. I know this is not a war, quote unquote. It's a way to try to get somebody to accept something is not. They sold this soul to pedophiles. And now they are here trying to get you to accept these things. They know that there'll be a receipt for what they've done. But until then, enjoy yourself. Today's not the day. As one of these perf told me. She's like, nah, today's not the day. I said, okay, well, there'll be the day though. Do you understand that? They're trying to bring up what I did as a kid. When I was in middle school, I did some stupid thing that they tried to even exaggerate. I did one stupid thing that just, even now I'm looking back, I'm not even like, to be honest, I'm not like, oh my gosh, I'm more like, oh, what was I thinking? Like I was stupid. What a dumb kid I was, right? Because I know what I did is not to the extreme that they want it to be, but still something that looking back now, I'm like, what was I thinking? I understand that. And these people will hold on to anything they can use to try to make you accept, and first of all, the persona, and also try to vilify you, even including what you've done as a child. And so I was talking, there was, when I did, whatever I did in middle school, about to be 14, if not 14 yet, they tried to pretend like we were paying back for them, so you destroyed this person's life. No, what I did something to myself. Now, of course, looking back, even thinking about it, I was like, ugh. But this never even came in my brain ever again. Reason why is because this act was an impulsive act that I did to myself that never meant anything to me, that it completely disappeared from my brain, from my memory, because of how impulsive and non-meaningful it was to me. Because I was a kid who did an impulsive thing. Now, today, they try to be like, what we're doing, we're making you a kid. It's like, no, you're not making me a kid, because even when I was a kid, I was not feeling like that. But I'm not a kid, I'm a grown man. But your job is to do these things. You do the pedophilia type of torture, and then you're supposed to make me accept this as if it's making sense. There's people who've said to me, oh, wait, it's you when you're 14 years old, and they were serious. And I was like, these people have become retarded. They truly were this retarded. I was like, you delusional trash. But it's embarrassing now, because I know what they do to children, and I know they do the pedophilia type of torture. You heard that this is systematic, disturbing things they've done to people. Last night, what they've done to me, they made me think of Jackie. Jackie is this target individual who is no longer with us. I think she died in 2014-ish, or before that. She's a trans woman. She was not born a woman. She was a trans woman. But before her death, she made a lot of videos because she was a target individual way before me. And in her testimonial, she literally said, "These people try to get into my head, change who I am, make me have thoughts of pedophilia." They were saying in my brain to try to make me think of things. It's like something might have happened to her when she was a child for her to become a trans woman. And then they start trying to make me think maybe something happened to her the way you did whatever you did to yourself when you were a kid. And I was like, these people are so trashy that they will even use a target individual that they've destroyed. The reason she's no longer alive is because her health was destroyed by them. That she died because of her health reason that was caused by what was happening to her. The director energy and everything, they destroy you slowly. And she ended up dying because of them. And before she even died, she kept talking about how they tried to force her to, they are forcing her to think in these pedophilia ways and want them to accept these thoughts, try to change who she is. She literally said that. Then it goes into me as a kid. Try to make me believe that what I did as a child has destroyed the life of this kid, which is falsified, or which is what they wish. And they made me think of this testimonial of this young adult woman who said when she was a kid, she was molested by an older kid. Matter of fact, and this is a black young woman who's talking about her story. This trash, first of all, tried to make me imagine that this person, because she's black, is this person they say I destroy her life. They have nothing to do with each other. They don't even know each other. It's so disturbing. But they can create stories like that. And then it goes further, and then they're like, "Oh, you see, you destroyed this person's life. For remember what you did as a kid." I was like, "No, I didn't." But if she's still around, well, I'm gonna go talk to her, because they want to pretend they're doing it for her. I'm like, I know you guys are literally destroying people's life, including babies. I'm not gonna let you guys pretend like you're doing it for her. You talk about pay when you're in a program that's killing kids? Never, you piece of shit. I'll never let them escape from that. They know what they sold to. They know what they've done to children. A child who do some stupid thing is what a child is capable of doing. What they do to kids is things that the kid is not coming back from. The trauma from being a target individual, especially a child, where you are sexually tortured and suffocated by this piece of shit in this program. I would never let them escape. They have traumatized children by torturing them. Kids screaming in pain, crying. And this piece of shit thing, I'm going to let them live the fantasy? Never. So I find this person that they say I destroy her life, I change her life. No. Matter of fact, I remember talking to the father who's like, "Hey, that person, she doesn't even remember you." And I was like, "Okay." Oh. And that was before even me thinking about this stupid thing I did to myself. And she's like, "She doesn't even remember you." I was like, "She was so she doesn't remember you." I was like, "Okay." Me, I remember her, but I didn't remember this impulsive moment. Literally, her father was in front of me talking to me about her. Me not remembering this stupid thing, impulsive thing I did, her not even remembering me completely. So the likelihood that is probably not even I myself, who was an older kid, don't even remember this because it was such an impulsive moment. I'm told by her father that she doesn't even remember who you are. But it's okay. I'm going to talk to her. Because one thing I never want these people to do is to believe that these people are doing anything good. That being involved in this program that torture children, the way they even torture them, they have abused them using Department of Defense technology, burned them, zapped them, suffocated them, do horrible things to her, to kids. As young as 4 or 5 years old, I should let them go into that fantasy, be involved in this program and talk about me as a kid. No, let me go talk to this kid. Not even that kid, she's an adult. Let me go talk to her. So what I end up doing, I go on her Instagram or whatever. I say, "Hey, how's it going? It's been a long time. I remember seeing you, you were very young. I was 13, 14 years old. Do you remember me? I would love to talk to you. Let's please connect. I'd love to see how you're doing." I would even go to her. then let this trash live that fantasy. You cannot be in this program doing these horrible things to women and to children and think I'm going to let you. And you talk about not pay? No. No. One, they have done horrible things to kids. Two, they are forcing men and women to think about kids in disgusting ways and like, now we mapped it to you when you were a kid. Why? Why would you ever? Why, unless you're trying to create this retardation of thoughts, try to make an adult man or woman believe that they're just thinking the way they thought when you were kids? That alone shows what these people are. But the reality is they are tasked to do these things. It's a job where their job is to make a target individual accept and identify to things that are falsified. Those are the same people talking to you saying they're going to implant child porn. You pay now, we're going to implant child porn. They are in agencies that are filled with pedophiles doing child porn. What they've done to kids are disgusting. Even CIA agents doing things to 2-year-old and 6-year-old. But the way they try to cope with what they're involved in is just so disturbing. So for me, it was been simple. I am not a child. I know you want to exaggerate what I did as a child. I will never have this reaction naturally. It's a reaction that is forced onto me. My perceptions are manipulated. My reactions are manipulated. I have not been myself for a long time. Since August 19, 2019. But their job is to completely manipulate me 24/7. And then try to find ways to make themselves appear like they're everything else but a large government, where this entity is controlling this large government, involved in of managing this large government, have problem with pedophilia. And what they try to do is like, no, we'll pay back for what you did when you were a kid. Do not be in a program that torture children and molest them using the Department of Defense technology. Well, you have to exaggerate what a child 13, 14 years old has done, to the point where they talk about molest. They truly wish that was true. Can you imagine your life consists of even hoping that molesting was something that was done by a 13, 14-year-old child? To cope with the reality of what you're part of? No, for me, I'm going to talk to this person, which is an adult. If anything that I did to her made her feel unhappy or whatever, I want her to say that to me. Not trash that torture children. And the thing is, the way they really think that I'm going to let them escape, there's this person I was with, she thinks that I'm going to let her escape into this fantasy. She did something to me to kind of harm me. And I'm not strong right now, but I could obviously do things. This person is a perp. She really tried to do this harmful thing, and she purposely tried to do that. I was like, okay, this person is delusional. She really thinks that I'm going to let her, and she's entitled to do this thing to me, not knowing that I obviously know what she's part of. She thinks that maybe I'm just imagining what they're doing. So I asked her, hey, can we talk? We speak in codes. And she's like, I'm like, what you did, why did you do that? I was like, please don't do that. And she's like, oh, my bad. I'm sorry. And I opened my phone because she was trying to say like they're doing it for somebody. I look at my phone, all these women they tortured and destroyed and raped, and I'm looking at her. She got so mad, like, oh, where you open your phone now? What was that? She's like, you know what it was about? Pretends like, no, that's the 5,000 email I had to look into. You know what I'm saying? Please understand, I see you truly for what you're involved in, what you're part of, and what you've done to people. The destruction of women and children is part of what this program is about. Your gender does not change what you're part of. Your gender does not make you different. Your fake facade, this typical CIA tactics of creating a facade. If you think that I don't know what you're involved in and what this involvement has cost people's life, whose lives have been destroyed, you're delusional. Go see TI Day 2020 if you think I don't think this is part of this. Why do you think childlike individuals can involve themselves? Is it because they're genius warriors who like spirits? It's because you're supposed to gaslight me into thinking otherwise. I truly know that you're involved in a program that has those tortured even babies. I truly understand this, why somebody wanted to cause a mass shooting. I truly stand on that. I understand what you guys do. If I was a lesser person, if I was somebody who's aggressive, we will both not be alive today. And for me, it will not be too hard. Because what you involved is disturbing. What has been exposed for who's running this program is disgusting. I can look at right now and this just patterns and patterns of pedophilia in ways that are so disturbing. Disturbing. Can you imagine? A whole operation is done has nothing to do with anything with the Pentagon. They don't even try to look over there. It goes back, whoop, NSA, whoop, DOD agents, DARPA program managers. Like everybody you can imagine that could obviously be involved in this program, or entities that are obviously involved in this program. Over and over. Again, it comes back again. 2016, somebody is like just overseeing, examining computers of people in DOD. He is shocked and found it unbelievable the amount of child porn he sees on these computers. He's trying to go even further. He's like, if we can see that on these government computers, can you imagine what we can see in the private computers? You know what's their response? Oh, we're going to dare to implant child porn there. Just ask your colleagues. Because it seems that there's a lot of that around. But they think the gender changes at all. And what they've done to children in this program, these people, sexually torturing babies, they think opening the door, slamming the door, trying to do this nose campaign is going to change that. No, that's why I send this message to this person. I mean, honestly, there's no way she can, unless something is, there's no way she remembers me. I was told like she don't even remember you. It's like, okay, well, it makes sense. I myself was a kid. She was even younger. But these people have tortured this person they tortured kids younger than her when she, whatever, when they say that when I did the damn thing I did to myself. Maybe as young as 3 weeks old, 3 years old, sexual torture. So you think I can ever let them live their fantasy? I understand what they're trying to do. They try to vilify you. They vilify people much more innocent than me. Much more vulnerable than me. Mothers with children, vilified. Then he's like, how do you even vilify somebody like that? That's their job. So for me, before I die, it's just like, when we see each other, when you have conversation where you think I'm going to escape into this fantasy, you will not escape. You sold yourself to entities that does these things, that have problem with these things. And you're in a program that does these things, including this. And you are trying to change who I am, just like Chagi. May she rest in peace. To all target individuals, stay strong.